Welcome to today's episode. Today's guest is a vivacious woman who's inspiring millions of Indians to dream and is also facilitating some of these dreams becoming realities. She is Sonia Manchanda of Dream In.
Sonia Manchanda conceptualized Dream in an effort to encourage new perspectives on people's needs, to encourage a new understanding of Indian aspirations, and to encourage Indians to dream, believe and realize their dreams. In just over 2 years, Sonia and her team have collected over 5,000 dreams, 50 of which have already been nurtured to life in the form of projects and ventures. Dreaming to Sonia is about opportunity building and shaping the future. Thanks to location partner Vivanta by Taj.
Sonia, tell me, how did Dream In come about?
Dream In came about almost like a drug discovery. It's like an experiment, to try and figure out whether we could look at things differently, look at our world differently, because we've always believed that we should worry about people's needs, and there's the top of the pyramid, there's the bottom of the pyramid, and there is a middle. And so it's only fair to look at people's needs at the bottom of the pyramid, look at people's needs at every level, and start to create from there. And this was an argument. Dream In was an argument at the first level. It was an argument that perhaps we should not be looking at people's needs, but looking at people's dreams. Be worrying about their aspirations. We have to go beyond the roti kapda makan, maybe to an arman, and people at every level have aspirations. So if we can look at their aspirations, we will be working with people, not for people. So let's go out, let's wake up society, first give them the right to dream. Let's bring back those dreams, as video footage, so you and I and everyone can look at them and begin to believe in them. And can we use that as a nucleus to create meaningful ideas? And my profession, design, the good thing about it is we can turn any problem into an opportunity. So maybe as designers, we could play the role of catalysts to look at dreams and look at that as a starting point and create maybe venture ideas, project ideas, which are environmentally, societally and economically sustainable.
So what is it today? So it's been about 3 years of working on
2011. 2011 as a project, as a massive project where we had young people go out, because they're the people who want to find out what this world is about. They're the ones who are on Facebook, networking, trying to find out new things. So let's send, the idea was to send these people out on our behalf, the next generation. Let's send them out, find out what the world is dreaming about. In any case, it would make them great leaders. They would actually touch and feel and go into houses and meet people and learn a lot of things from there.
Get a lot
and
of
be
social
inspired
insights.
from there.
Yeah.
So we did that, and when they came back, that became a conclave, right? Where different kinds of people from policy, leaders, change makers, all of them came together, and we created 51 venture ideas. So we were able to demonstrate that this works. And this was in collaboration with Parsons, the New School of Design, with Carlos Teixeira. Both of us worked on the fringes of our respective organizations. One thing led to another, and 6 universities in Brazil decided to train their students in the Dream In methodology and create a program where they would go out and capture dreams, come back. So it's identical, come back and catalyze ideas from there. All of this concluded in a conclave in Brazil, in São Paulo. And this was a very, very, very inspiring event. There were young people, a young girl who was just 22, 23, and it started a microcredit bank for youth entrepreneurs. So there was this entire energy that was produced, and people left very inspired. Since then, it's gone on to China. It's become a program across 3 universities there. But that's on an academic front. What we felt that, there is an opportunity here to create a new way of thinking, new tools, new systems, and an organization that actually works in many, many ways to create new value. And so Dreamin was set up as an independent venture.
So you're not just, empowering people or encouraging people to dream, but you're also facilitating how those dreams can be realized.
Because if you don't demonstrate realization, we've all grown up being told that it's stupid to dream. Yeah. Don't be a dreamer. So you have to facilitate the process. You have to catalyze the process. You have to show that dreams can be realized. Yeah. And Dreamin Next Gen is again working with youth to do the same thing.
Okay. Yeah. So tell me about some of the ideas that have come from the youth. What are the kind of dreams they want to work on? And, are there any projects that are sort of on the verge of going live?
Yeah. Dreamin Next Gen is a project where we've connected with about over 100 institutions across the south of India. Again, we train dream catchers, we capture the dreams, we have them on video. But more important than that, we invite them over. We have these camps. And the camps are designed to, it's fascinating. You have to come for one of those. At the first level, they upload their dream. That dream, the team actually goes over the dream and says, is there potential for impact here? Is there something innovative here? Is there something inclusive here? Is this a personal dream? I want to have dinner with Aishwarya Rai as a personal dream.
Yeah.
You have the right to have that dream and you have the right to even upload it.
True.
But it's not something that we will facilitate.
True.
So, the team goes over the dream, and if it has all three, and if this person is a pre-budding or an emerging entrepreneur, so there are many filters and levels. It's a design system. This person is invited over, or that team.
Okay.
They meet the mentor. The mentors are, again, they're change agents, they're leaders, they're corporate leaders, they're people like that. So you get to meet a design and a business mentor, and they use this tool. It's called the Dream Wheel. It actually looks at how creative is your idea and how rational and how viable is the plan. Another feedback that the mentors give us is if a plan is ready to be shaped, or if an idea is ready to be shaped into a venture, or a venture is ready to be taken to the next level, this person is invited into the next day. The next day, the same space transforms into an enterprise studio.
Okay.
Yeah. So, if you are the dreamer, you will at your table have somebody who's a dream scholar, so who's taking notes, sketching out things, and you will have a design and business mentor. So the focus is entirely on you.
Wow, so you've got both the creative aspect and the
so there are these people who are empowering you. They're literally empowering you. They're giving you all these inputs. They're on your side, So that's 2 half days, we are able to work on up to 20 to 30 ideas. And at the end of the day, we call in these people who we call the super mentors.
Okay.
They could be people from CEOs of large organizations, or large funds, heads of large funds. And that's when, there's a series of pitches. So there's like an hour of these 3-minute pitches. And they all get feedback.
Wow.
So they go away with this. Yeah. And then
so
some
there's
of them...
a lot of real world input at multiple dimensions. That's fabulous.
Yeah.
And what will be the long run, dream with Dreamin?
It's the portal is the place. If we can create a place where a weaver in some district, remote district, can upload his or her dream and find people at the other end who can believe in it, because it's not just money you need people to believe, you need people to work with you, you need advice. You may not have education, but you may have a great craft or skill. Imagine if this weaver finds a designer who believes in what they're doing, they together create something which tomorrow finds funding. How do you create systems for something so complex? Crowdfunding is not the only answer.
Collaboration.
Yeah. I'll give you one example of one of the dreamers. So there is this boy called Aruj, and his family is from Chandigarh. So they've sent him here to study law because I think his parents are lawyers and whatever else. And somewhere along the way, while he's studying to be a good lawyer, he decided that he loved food and he wanted to do something around food. He saw an opportunity that on campuses you don't get good healthy food and the kind of food you want.
Yeah.
So if you're from Chandigarh, you want a certain kind of food, you don't get it. So he started a venture called Bhukkar. He started it as a little canteen, and then there was a race against time. He's going to graduate, his parents are going to want him to become a lawyer, etc., etc. And then we discovered each other, you know. And with Dreamin', he suddenly found a lot of believers. There's somebody who wants to fund him. There's all of this action happening. People believe in the idea. People believe in him. And now he doesn't need the funding because his dad has agreed to fund him.
Oh,
his family has decided to back him. You don't want to disappoint your parents. If they've always dreamt something else for you, don't want to go and tell them my dream is something else. But I don't know how to get there.
That conversation.
And I don't know how to realize it.
Yeah.
I don't know how to get there.
Whereas if you know how to get there.
Yeah. And if you get people believing in you, if you get people who allow you to actually, you know, walk the talk and actually start getting down to doing what you're doing. This whole thing of dreaming collectively, you know, where in French they're saying this thing about, you know, when you dream alone is just a dream, when you dream together it becomes reality. So it's fundamentally about that.
India is a developing country and the majority of our population going forwards is going to be the youth.
Right.
What does a concept like Dreamin', you think, mean to this generation?
Actually, it's a very important question because for the next 30 years, we are going to be the youngest nation in the world. Yeah. And it's, I think, around 2023 or something, we are going to reach what is the youth bulge, where a youth population is going to be 70% of the country's population. And that's when we are not going to have, I think, some 41 million or something. I'm not sure about the figures. But it is a fact that there are not going to be enough jobs for them. At one level, we are an ancient culture. At another level, so we've got some great ideas embedded right there, you know. At another level, we are the youngest nation.
Yeah.
That's an amazing opportunity.
And it's an amazing juxtaposition to deal with.
Yeah, it's a beautiful paradox out of which a lot of new value can be created, a lot of new ideas can be created. And who's going to do that? You know, so it's going to be the young people, and that's where we see the opportunity for Dreamin'. And yeah, there may be education, there may be labs where they can prototype things, or there may be a lot of things that we may need to create around this idea. You know,
yeah.
But we think that it's important to actually wake them up, you know, and say, you guys, you're the ones who are, you know, amazing at gaming, you understand all this new technology, you are proud of being Indian. You've grown up in an India that the world looks up to.
Yeah.
You
and
know,
also you have
my generation didn't grow up in that India. You know, so you're growing up in an India that the world looks up to.
And also you have a lot of exposure because
yes,
of
and you have a lot of
media.
exposure. Yeah. So, and what are you going to make out of that? Don't depend on, you know, don't depend on systems to make things for you. Don't sit around, don't hang around. You know, go ahead and experiment. And when you're young, you can afford to fail. You can afford to fail, and you have to convince, you know, people around you that, you know, they should let you try new things, because only then new ideas get created.
So that's the thing, isn't it? I think as a culture, we have this in our psychology that there is no room for failure.
Yeah.
You know, I think so. Dreaming means and looking at bringing alive a dream means taking that chance.
Yeah.
You know, with failure.
Dreaming.
Yeah, dreaming. Yes, absolutely. What is, you know, last question to you, what does Dreamin' mean to you personally? I mean, you're a design thinker, you've worked with a lot of big brands, you have a lot of international exposure.
At this point in time, maybe a few years later, I don't know, but at this point in time, it's a big responsibility. I don't know, there is an excitement, but there's responsibility.
The dream's becoming bigger than reality now.
Yeah.
So, you know, one of the things I'm noticing through what you're saying is that it seems that the whole culture in India, when it comes to the younger generation, is becoming more fluid, more experimental, more agile, and also micro level.
Yeah.
Which really means we're in the right place to start
Right.
dreaming more.
Yes.
So it's a good time to be encouraging
Yeah,
dreaming and,
yeah.
and facilitating, some of these dreams, becoming reality.
And learning from the informal economy. I mean, if you make the best cookies in the world, ultimately the world is going to want them. Absolutely. And then you can worry about branding them or whatever. That's how, originally economies sort of got formalized and started growing. And this generation wants to work like that. It wants to go out there and find out what works and then take it forward.
Wonderful. Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Some really interesting insights in this conversation, not just, in terms of why it's important to dream and what it means to the future of the country or to developing nations as such, but also, the whole point about where we are as a society today and what this could mean, for entrepreneurs in India.
Right.
Fabulous. Thank you so much for your time.
You're welcome.
Join our mailing list at chaiwithlakshmi.in/subscribe and keep in touch with us on Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and Pinterest.